Man Tools is brought to you by EXO Auto Works. EXO Auto Works is Colorado Springs' home of the $40 synthetic blend oil change. Call now, 719-375-3232, or visit exoautoworks.com to make your appointment.
Call us today in order to schedule your $80 wheel alignment on most vehicles.
Enharmonic Studios. Enharmonic Studios is a hybrid digital analog facility designed to be quality and affordable to anyone who wants to make history. Call today, 719-963-2020, or go to facebook.com/Enharmonic Studios. Trevor's Beard is brought to you by The Beard Struggle. The Beard Struggle is my go-to for beard hygiene and styling products, so you should click the link below and use the code TLANE15, that's TLANE15, for 15% off your order. Madrid Maintenance. Madrid Maintenance offers excellent handyman services in the Colorado Springs area, starting at just $35 an hour. You can reach them by phone at 719-963-2020 or online at facebook.com/Madrid Maintenance. The Toolbar, our new line of handmade soap produced in partnership with Crafts by Carolyn Lane, available on Etsy. This soap packs a punch of manly scent like oak and fig, fresh cut lumber, cedar, and more masculine fragrances being developed all the time. With a soft touch of natural oils to cleanse and moisturize, use the link below to buy the Toolbar now. Once you try it, you'll never want to wash with anything else.
From EXO Auto Works. Streaming all over the world.
We're coming for you, globalists!
It's your weekly dose of toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity.
With Eric Madrid.
Because if too many people are just running around with their dicks out, it's called the Harambe variant.
And Trevor Lane.
No. A of Karens.
It's Man Tools.
Corporal Peacock, actually.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we found that out later on. Spoiler
alert.
alert.
Anybody who's going to plow through a a 1960s and 70s show about soft retail in stuffy old Britain.
Well, welcome to the show, Anthony Zenhauser, host of Late Again with Zen, and Dog Fuckers.
Dog fuckers.
What have you ambushed?
The musical.
What have you ambushed me with this time, Trevor?
Well, we showed a clip of Late Again with Zen on how gay Italy has become, and it is quite frightening. I gotta say,
hey, can I? Are you guys gonna put me on the screen? Like, I can't see anybody.
You can't see
Is
anything?
this how we're gonna do this?
You should be seeing what we see.
I see. It just says MT on it.
Really? All right.
It's the two guys, whoever you and the other guy, making out on whatever.
Yeah, that's the show.
Background.
That's the podcast.
Well, I mean, I can see me in a window. I can't see anybody else. It's just a blue screen. It just went to blue when you went to commercial.
Fucked up.
maybe that's a Trevor issue.
It could be. Yeah, I just switched.
Either way, I'm fine. I mean, it's fine.
I switched the camera. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Let me hit the camera button. Let me say. Nope.
Oh, he went.
That wasn't.
No, that's there. You are.
Yeah. You know, are we getting to that age where?
Yeah, you damn kids.
Parents used to be like,
"I'm hitting the button. What's happening?"
Holy fuck! I can't. Whatever. It's fine. I'm with you guys.
All
so
right.
what's up?
Hey, man.
What are we doing today?
Well, we're gonna hang out with you. That's what we're doing today.
I had a red letter day.
Cool.
I got into an argument with the CEO of my company today.
That's good.
Okay.
So here's so on Man Tools we try to help folks be manly again. Here's how to legitimately handle a situation when somebody loses their shit in a board meeting, and it wasn't me. The guy gets up, hollering, just starts yelling. Gets up and walk. I pointed towards the door from my seat. I just pointed at the door, and he got up and left. I looked at everybody. I said, "All right, well, let's take 5." I'm not in charge at all. Like, and I'm no way, shape, or form in charge of this company. Said, "Let's everybody take a break." Walked outside and said, "All right, you want to step outside?" And then dadded him. Something we talk about on this show. Instead of arguing with people or belittling them or being punitive, number one, let's all remember: you praise in public, punish in private, especially in a work situation, right? So went out in private and then dadded him instead of badgering people or confronting them in sort of a just being volatile. Take the situation down a notch and parent that person.
Right.
Come at it from a cool uncle perspective. So I cool uncled him out in the parking lot. He chilled the fuck out. We came to an agreement that I can continue working till I finish these pet projects, and then we're just going to part ways.
Did you tell him to take a knee, or did you wrap your arm
See?
around him real close?
No. I put him on my knee because I'm a creepy uncle. So not the cool coach. You know what I mean.
I could just see you putting your arm over the guy, and you bring the guy's head close to your head.
Oh yeah, that's very coachy. That's
we can do this.
We can do it. It's funny because I was like, man, I can't begin to imagine your level of frustration right now. Because shit's going sideways in all 5 of the geos. So I'm like, I can't even begin to understand your frustration. I said, I've been close to where you're at. I've had companies of my own. I've been responsible for 8 or 9 mortgages at once, having guys work for you stuff. I said, I can't even begin to imagine though at your level what you're dealing with right now. And but I think exploding in front of God and everybody's does not let you come from a position of power. So everything just went.
Yeah, because when you do that, it just shows you've lost control, not that you're in control.
Yeah, it really does. And when, the lowest man, second lowest man on the totem pole points at the door and you actually get up out of your seat and leave and walk out, we're like, okay, everybody chill out. Yeah, that was pretty fucking boss. Not going to lie. So I think it was a learning moment for everyone. Had a good learning moment, little red letter day. I said, I don't think I'm this company's. I don't think I'm da-da-da material. He's like, well, I think... I said, no, you don't understand. I wasn't being self-deprecating. That was an insult. Like, this place sucks. This isn't how I do business. So, yeah, man,
Right.
red letter day. And then we meet our new friend, you know, and we talk about Predator right out the gate. And Are You Being Served, which nobody knows.
Yeah, I mean, me and you were just getting to know each other, but me and the other guy here, you know, we're old friends.
Other guy.
His name doesn't matter.
You're it's this guy and the
This
other guy.
guy and the other. This guy and that guy.
This guy and the other guy.
Yeah, you're the other guy.
You guys do like a thing at the top of the list. You guys go, "Hey, welcome to Man Tools.
I'm this guy.
Blah, blah, blah.
He's the other guy.
And the other guy
You know what?
blah,
We
blah,
actually
blah.
got a lot of crap for that because we don't introduce each other. But then Trevor put our names on the screen, because we always forget.
I couldn't see this.
I know,
and
this is why.
This is like a big embarrassment.
I just
for
fixed
everybody.
it.
I'm gonna go out. I'm just pointing towards the door.
it. Well, that's
Pointing towards the door.
that's
I need
Eric,
you to dad me.
and I'm Trevor.
I'm
So-
that guy.
Buddy.
He's the other guy.
Did you call him pal? Did you call him buddy? Did you call him like something like buddy? Listen.
No, because I didn't. It came from like a very stern part at the very beginning. You know, let us just get one thing straight. Da, 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 and then I mellowed it out, and I mellowed it out, and I mellowed it out.
Right.
Because,
Dude, how cucky is that? Like, it's his company, and you had to fucking.
dude, I know, right?
I would have been like, I'm never going back in that boardroom again.
Yeah.
As soon as you let go of my neck, I would have been like, I'm out. I'm not.
It's been weird having to deal with the corporate scene coming from construction all my life. Because, you know, you and I got a disagreement. We're just going to go, you know, I'm going to sock you in the mouth. And then we're going to go have a beer. Like, pretty simple. It's just kind of the way, like, my tribe rolls. If I screw up, I expect, if I run my mouth, I'm going to get one right in the mouth. Like, and then
Okay.
we're going to go have a beer.
Sounds professional.
It is. I mean, it really is. Having to work in this corporate world the last year has been bizarre. Having to fill out a HR report. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. I feel like a little bitch right now.
So, Zen, your girl Becky says metaphorically teabagged him.
My girl. My girl.
My girl. Talking about.
What did my girl Becky say?
She said that Eric metaphorically teabagged his boss.
I uncled him.
Okay.
I creepy uncled him.
Yeah, Becky's great. Yeah, Becky's she's a big fan of everything that is hilarious, and I think that's why she likes you guys too.
Yeah.
Well, we love your
We
low
appreciate
standards, Becky.
Well, I do too. Believe me, we're all till Becky's low standards.
At least we me.
Teabag. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Teabag is a little. I think that's a little gay. I don't know if you teabagged him. You definitely cucked him in the room. You know, he was sucking his thumb in the corner while you kind of had to play the boss for a second.
Yeah.
And then you walked outside to explain to him that, you know, this is not how men act.
It isn't.
In charge. You don't want to see the general losing his mind in the middle of a battle.
No.
You want to see that guy stoic like Stonewall Jackson standing there with that kind of beard you have and just sitting on his horse waiting for some black lesbian to tear down his statue in 150 years.
Wait.
But for 150 years, you were the guy that everybody was like, well, I'm going to follow this guy into battle. If you're a CEO and you're starting to be a little fag in front of your constituents, whatever you want to call them, your employees, yeah, you did the right man thing. You took them out. You're like, listen, calm your shit.
Cool your tits.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
Stick a dick in
you
your
gotta uncle. You gotta be the stoic one. It doesn't make anything any better to have that kind of volatility in a stressful situation where there are so many moving parts. There's so many people, so many. I hate to sound like the Big Lebowski. You know, a lot of facets, a lot of ins and outs, man. But there really is so many. There are so many facets, moving parts, ins and outs.
And I mean, I've been in charge of productions before as well. When you're working with, when you're making stuff in either film or radio, everybody wants to be the bitch And if you're running things, you can't be the bitch. You got to take everything. You got to keep calm and cool and let everybody know that everything is fine. Hey, everything's okay. You know, let's just get through this. Whatever you need, we'll get through it.
Yep. Hey, are you, and then you'd be like, are you okay? You're going to, I said that too. You're going to get through this. You're going to be okay. That's funny. Mm-hmm. That was the end. And then we went back inside. You're going to be okay. You're going to get through this and life's going to go on and this job will be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
I won't be, but this job will be here tomorrow.
Is that guy younger? Is he like
He's probably no, college he's kid? 52. Yeah.
he's a man twice over.
Yeah. grown ass kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Keys? Out of Sacramento. We got Keys. Everybody, she's back home and doing physical therapy. A motorcycle accident did not keep her down for long.
That's good.
Yeah, that's something I can never get into.
Accidents? The hospital?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with accidents. But just like intentionally putting yourself in harm's way is just something I was never into. You have to be the kind of person to ride a motorcycle. Well, it's not. It's something you can teach somebody. It's something that they have to want.
Right. I agree with that part.
It's a very stupid thing to do.
It's a compulsion. It's just like going outside and catching some vitamin D cancer. It's just risky.
Well, and I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I guess.
I
guess it's the same.
Even driving a car out in New York is taking your life in your hands.
Whereabouts are you at roughly?
I live about a half an hour north of the city, but I drive into the city almost every week to do shows and podcasting and stuff like that. So I'm always in the city area, and it's more of a patience thing than a dangerous thing. I mean, I think it's more dangerous on the West Coast, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the freeways and
the
stuff.
speeds get a lot higher out west.
You have to. It's an angry city. It's a very angry, no patience city, and then you just add, nonstop traffic every day too.
I was gonna say everybody's
park in the middle of the street.
Everybody's in a big fucking hurry and they're not going anywhere.
Well, it's California too. I've lived in South Bay, and I lived in New York, and then I visited New York. I lived on 127th and 8th for a while.
Hello there.
Yeah, a little north of the park.
Howdy ho.
North of the park. Anyway, I guess that would be northeast. But anyway, I digress. When I lived there, you bump into just somebody on the street, and they'd be like, "Hey, fuck you," right? And then I went back after it was like 97, 98, and then I went back somewhere in 2005. And it was still aggro. It was just a little bit different because the whole 9/11 and the whole brotherhood.
It's like, fuck you, we're in this together.
It was like, boom, hey, are you fucking okay? Okay, get the fuck out of here. Like, it was like aggro but kind. I liked it. I really liked it. It was aggressively polite. I loved it.
New York has been going through lots of stages in the past 50 years. I would say. I mean, if you take New York in the 70s and the 80s and compare it to New York from 2001 to about 2018, I mean, it was totally different. There was hookers everywhere and pimps and drug dealers and all that kind of stuff. And there was like that element of danger, but you had to find it. And then 2001 on, like Giuliani kind of cleaned it up. And he took all the bad elements out of Midtown and he kind of threw them out into Brooklyn and got rid of the mafia and all that stuff. So a lot of the organized crime went away, and then Times Square became like Disney World for a while. I mean, it was like the M&M store and Bubba Gum Shrimp, and tourists felt very comfortable.
And then after that, we're on to Headlocks for Hospice in June, but that's going way into the future. We have got so much in store for so many fans lined up in just the next month alone. We've got stuff for every kind of fan out there, showing our heart a little bit at the end of the run.
I don't have one. Sorry.
Okay, I'm showing my heart. My main squeeze, she'll just kind of, count Rude's money and make sure that everything's right.
Yeah, I'm really good at math.
Yeah, go buy a new pair of shoes and make sure that, they're perfect for the next outfit for the next show. But, yes, we have 3 shows lined up starting this Saturday.
We do. We'll talk about that.
All right, yeah.
Let's throw some info up for everybody here. If I can find the right scene. Here we go. Let's slide over here. So this is the show coming up this weekend.
That's it right there.
The Boss Lady's Birthday Bash.
Yeah, and as you can see, her pocket-sized pimp over there on the side looking like a damn leprechaun.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, it is Patty's.
Well, yes. But you also do see the CSW champion, the new CSW, the only 3-time CSW champion, Delta Jr. on that poster as well. So guaranteed Delta's going to have something in store for that show. But yes, the whole show will be a birthday bash for the Boss Lady that we're going to do our absolute best to crash all
Oh, we're going to ruin it.
Oh, we're going to ruin it.
Completely ruin it.
We're going to ruin it. Rolls
and
of toilet
Lolita,
paper.
you're totally going down.
Yes, that's right. Lolita, as you see on the side of the Boss Lady there, she is in trouble because she likes to run her mouth quite a bit.
Yeah, and in our first selfie war with Romeo, she was on my team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, so that she's a turncoat.
Yeah.
She, typical Pueblo chica that doesn't know whose side to be on.
Puebloite.
Right,
okay?
there you go. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, yeah, I married one of those.
Then you know.
Then you know.
And watch your back. You're going to get shanked.
So,
or just shivved.
So that's what's starting everything off there. Tickets are still available for that show. You can go on our Eventbrite to purchase tickets or just message us on the Facebook, CSW Colorado Springs Wrestling Facebook page, and you can get your tickets set up. Front row's gone, second row's gone. There's a couple of the third row seats left, and then you're going to be in standing room only if you don't get your tickets pretty soon here. So,
and that was, of course, this Saturday, March 19th, 5 p.m. at Sunshine Studios Live.
Absolutely. We're going to have the one and only Foxy singing our national anthem at this event. Foxy Dreams, she's an amazing... Oh, name it, right?
Oh God, she's just.
So she is a burlesque
she's like a goddess
dancer.
among people.
She is a I wouldn't say bodybuilder. She's definitely a fitness guru for sure. She is in amazing shape.
One of those people that you don't know where she came from, but she definitely is like
the buff beauty with the banging booty. That's what she is.
Yeah.
But she's also got this amazing singing voice as well. And she's going to start off the show. She says it's her gift to the Boss Lady. I love Foxy so much that I'm not going to interrupt that one because that's a great gift for her.
Honestly, same. Like,
it's a
also,
great way
I'm afraid
to
of
start.
Foxy.
Exactly. I don't want that woman to kick my ass. I've seen her do some dances routines that include powerlifting.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
I'm afraid to say it. I won't whoop my ass. But yeah, that starts off. National anthem's usually about 5:50. Doors open at 5. You want to be one of the first 100 in for that show, though. The first 100 in for that show get a special grab bag that has a ticket to win prizes of all different kinds. We give away tickets for Champagne Cabaret shows. We give gift certificates to concerts at the Boot Barn Hall, to Sunshine Studios. We give free tickets away. So you want to get there. You want to be one of those first 100 people in the door.
All right. Well, and if you can't make this one, we've got more.
Now, this show right here. But first off, this one is 21 and up. Okay, so this is for...
It looks like it should be.
It absolutely is. All right, this is Combat and Cabaret 2, the sequel, The Sloppy Seconds. All right, everyone loved it so much. And what they loved was the moment that Harlow joined the UWO at the first Combat and Cabaret and introduced herself as my main squeeze.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, Plex, you know... He ain't been
deserved
popping
it.
the trunk the same way ever since you hit him in the head with
I
that
know.
coffee mug. But yeah,
Kind of poetic, really.
we head into Combat and Cabaret 2, Sloppy Seconds. It's next Saturday. It's going to be out in Manitou at Lulu's downstairs. It's a beautiful venue. If you haven't been there, the Rat Packs perform there.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
it is got some style, and we're going to add a little bit more style to that when we get there. It's a perfect blend of professional wrestling and burlesque. So, yes, you're going to see burlesque dancing. Yes, you're going to see violence. You might even see the
Violent
debut
burlesque?
of the first ever burlesque match. Just saying, when we put a couple guys in there that will start a match, when music starts, they have to stop fighting and go into a burlesque dance.
That sounds amazing.
Okay.
That sounds amazing.
We do have a couple. I think there's only 2 more, but we have a couple of VIP tables still available for this event. They put you right next to the ring, literally front row. 4 people get to sit at your table. You get your own bottle of champagne.
Yep.
Wow.
So it's a really happening event. This is going to be one you won't want to miss. You just go to luludownstairs.com to get those tickets to that event. They are on sale now. They are going to go super fast. The place is going to pack, and it's going to be a show unlike anything you've ever seen before.
Well, and then we round out the upcoming events here with something for the kids.
Yes. This is something here where we're actually adventuring out of Colorado Springs territory for this one. We're heading down South I-25 to Pueblo.
Oh.
We are doing CSW's first ever show in Pueblo, Colorado, to raise money for class 8th grade and 9th grade students that are trying to go to Washington, D.C. and New York. These kids, the old ways of going door to door and selling the candy bars and stuff like that. Unfortunately, with the pandemic and everything, it changed a lot of that. So they reached out to me. They asked me, can you guys do something? One soft spot of Randy Rude's heart is, dang it, I love charity work. I love it. I love helping people. I can't help it. It's just something in me. All right. Yeah, I love it so much it's rude. So we're heading to Pueblo. We're doing this great event here, April 2nd. We're doing it at the school. I've even let the kids have all the tickets for the bleacher seats for this event to sell themselves, so that they can really feel like they're part of this event. So they are out there. All those students have tickets. They're out there selling them to all their family members, because every penny of that is going towards their cost to go on this trip.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, this is a one where I don't want a penny off of this show. I don't care about that. I want to know that these kids go. I want to see some pictures of these kids on the trip. I may require a couple of them to wear UWO shirts in Washington, D.C. Just saying. That would be a great little... That's worth all of it right there.
Some UWO, maybe Lincoln Memorial in the background.
That's what you call priceless right there. That's where sending some kids to Washington right there.
Absolutely.
But it's going to be a great event. Super family friendly. Tickets are available. We do have an Eventbrite for that one as well. So you can go on Eventbrite and buy those tickets. The tickets on the Eventbrite are for front row and ringside. If you want the bleacher seats, you have to contact the school directly to purchase the bleacher seats.
Okay. All right. And that'll be April 2nd.
Yes, April 2nd, down in Pueblo.
At the Chavez Huerta Prep Academy, it looks like. Yeah.
Yep.
Over on 19th Street. So, that's got some killer events coming up. And, of course, I mean, we all know Colorado Springs Wrestling puts on great events. So, any of these that you can get to, I'd say get to all 3, but
I've talked to
pick
a
and
lot
choose.
of people
You're not
that
going
have
to find
bought
a loser.
tickets to all 3 of them.
Yeah,
we've got some of the most dedicated fans in the professional wrestling industry. It drives our competitors insane. They don't understand how our fans can be that dedicated and that driven, and sometimes I don't understand it, but I'm not going to question it.
Right, yeah.
I like seeing 200, 300 people losing their minds every month. There's no other feeling. Am I right?
Oh,
Like
that's
going
pretty
out in
good.
that rain and just hearing that roar. It's the greatest feeling in the world.
Yeah.
And the fact that day in, day out, every single month we have that for us is an amazing thing. And now we have 3 shows for all the fans of Southern Colorado, for no excuses to say you couldn't make it. Oh, I couldn't make it that weekend. Well, that's okay. We got one next weekend.
Yeah.
Or the weekend after that. Come to our shows. Buy some tickets. Help some kids get to go to Washington. Come to a burlesque show. Get drunk.
Throw some money at me.
Throw some money at this one right here, okay? Their outfits are slightly expensive.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I dress like an ice cream cone.
Those
Whatever.
right, she does. And I'll tell you what, you come to the show, why don't you go ahead and dance for him at that show?
I just might.
I think I like that. Yeah.
I think I might.
You come to Combat and Cabaret 2, you're going to see my main squeeze get on that stage and do her thing for you. There you go.
Straight down to my underwear. It's fine.
All the way down to the pasties. So
they might be ice cream shaped, just saying.
There you go. If that ain't worth buying a ticket alone right there, then I don't know what is. So it'll be a great show, guaranteed.
Absolutely.
Well, since you guys are here and Eric bailed on me this week.
Yes.
Rude.
I was hoping you guys would help me cover some news stories. Can we do that?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
What you got?
Let's do it. We'll get into some news here. So we start the week, of course, with a very sad story from the wrestling world. Scott Hall, better known as, or at least in my mind, better known as Razor Ramon.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, got tongue-tied. Deceased at the age of 63. Suffered some heart attacks after a blood clot came loose during a hip replacement surgery. I'm sure you guys have,
So
something to say about this, right?
I do. As obviously as you see the Ugly World Order, I will also point out that there is an NWO logo tattooed on my arm that has Scott Hall's tag team partner Kevin Nash's autograph.
Yeah.
I did plan one day to get Scott Hall to sign the tattoo as well. That's never going to happen. There are 5 good, solid wrestlers that I consider my idols and my influences in this business. And that man was one of them right there. He is on the exact same level in my eyes. And it's a good thing the Rude One has some sunglasses on right now because the eyes are watering up a little bit. But I loved Scott Hall like a brother. I cherished every match I ever had every match that I ever seen of his, every moment that I got to experience through my entire life. Okay, he was Razor Ramon when we were running around in Todontodons at home, waiting for Saturday night main event.
Yeah.
One of my all-time favorite matches of all time, period, hands down, is Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels in a ladder match at WrestleMania 10 at Madison Square Garden. It was the first ever ladder match for the Intercontinental title. Every wrestling fan or historian will bring that match up 10 out of 10 times. But that's just one of his moments. I've been watching him for the whole week. Just every once in a while, I've been, on the network, on YouTube, watching a lot of stuff. Scott Hall is a one-of-a-kind athlete. Not only was he one of the only 2-time Hall of Fame inductees, let's throw that out there. There's only a few of them that were put into the Hall of Fame twice. Okay, so he's a 2-time Hall of Fame inductee, multiple-time champion in every company.
So on my way over here, my brakes made an awful noise. And the last time I got them done, it was so expensive.
You should go to EXO AutoWorks. They did a great job on mine and it was way cheaper than anywhere else I've been.
That sounds great. I need to get their number from you.
At EXO AutoWorks, we offer the best price on brake service in town. We include brand new brake pads, rotors, and hardware, which saves you money and gets you on the road faster. See our website for a full list of our services. Call EXO AutoWorks today.
This is Vinny. He loves his beard. He loves his woman and she loves him. But Haiti doesn't like the look and feel of his beard. Wait a minute. What's this? It's Day Liquid Tonic Beard Oil from The Beard Struggle. That's gonna alleviate dry skin and irritation. What she got now? It's Warrior's Beard Butter from The Beard Struggle. That's gonna make his beard soft and fluffy. And what's this? The Carbon X Heated Beard Brush from The Beard Struggle. That's gonna straighten those curls. There's more. The Voxter Beard Growth Accelerator from The Beard Struggle. That's to stimulate hair growth. The Beard Struggle helps to build relationships. Used by thousands of men worldwide. Order online now from thebeardstruggle.com.
Use the code TLANE15 for 15% off your order.
Orson Welles, all that, and eventually I started writing my own audio dramas and kept at it for a while. I've done a lot of different things, interview stuff, history stuff. I did a live radio talk show for a while that is on there. Right now I'm doing a mini series of the history of audio drama and how that came to be and the whole 9 yards. A lot of history stuff, a lot of mental health stuff, a lot of stories that are possibly taboo for most people. It's a good way to get out not only my feelings, but also the message that people sometimes don't get to hear when they watch movies or television shows or something like that because of the medium that podcasting is and the opportunity it provides for singular creators to be able to get out there and actually have a voice and not just be, not just be shut down by the next Marvel movie or the next Star Wars movie or whatever else Disney throws out or, Netflix or whatever the big corporations are. Podcasting allows that good voice.
Yeah.
Opportunity.
It's it's interesting. I was listening to your most recent couple episodes, so I caught one on the history of this part of the series of the history of audio dramas, where you were talking about kind of when podcasting became the format that those started taking place in.
Yeah.
And we were talking before we went on how at one time we were on what was known as an internet radio station. Needless to say, those aren't really a thing anymore.
Nope. There's like the 8-track.
But and similarly, it seems like audio drama has found a new home in the podcast format, and I think that speaks to, the flexibility. Basically, anything audio that you want to put out, you have a home if you want to.
Yeah, we've seen from 2019, Spotify had 500,000 individual podcasts on it, and that was Spotify alone. By 2020, that number increased even more because everyone was sitting at home with the whole lockdown stuff, and it became a hobby for a lot of people. Now, a lot of podcasts, now it's 2 years past, have died out because people had to go back to work and live their lives again. But we still saw a huge rise in indie podcasters over the course of the past 2 years, and it's been growing for 20 years anyways. And so it's just a great form of media that it's just awesome.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what what someone wants to get out through it either. Like you're not bound by like the old FCC regulations. Basically, if your audience will put up with it,
you're not.
The
old Miller test doesn't apply anymore. Which, that one used to get me every time. Every time. Do you know the Miller test?
I don't, but I know you two, because I was talking to Noah before the show started. He comes from a very similar background. Did a lot of college radio, just like you.
Yeah. So we had to learn all the fancy terms, right?
Oh yeah, it was. That was the first thing that they told us in class was, all right, now there's a George Carlin's dirty words you cannot say online, and also if there's any references to sexual activities, then absolutely not. And then the teacher or the professor proceeded to play Monty Python "Sit on My Face."
Yep.
Which is not allowed on the radio.
Yeah, we had the after 10 p.m. disclaimer. We're fortunate to get away with that, but if you tried to play Soundgarden's Big Dumb Sex, before 10 o'clock at night, you were fucked.
Yeah, I mean, even at 10 o'clock at night, they ease some of the regulations, but they still will come down on you. Depending on your area, I guess, and how the FCC
it does. It's kind of to the Miller test, because the Miller test is your broadcast area for your community, and that's one of the qualifications. It has to have viability, politically or spiritually or artistically for your community, which is weird because then what I found interesting is that basically terrestrial radio died a horrible death with Bob and Tom. Because those guys are terrible, and they're syndicated. They are the morning show for everywhere across the United States. And they're not funny, and I guess they were just cheap, affordable.
Well, I would argue it really started when Stern and Opie and Anthony went to satellite. That's when terrestrial radio started, and now even satellite. It's like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah,
just do a podcast.
Yeah, you're doing podcasts. To get where I was going with that, the only place I've been is South Bay that has radio dramas still going over the airwaves, and it was public access channel, of course. So people you're subscribed to it, and that was the best. Friday afternoons were the only time in that 4-hour traffic going 10 miles were the best, because you listen to all the radio dramas, and they would recreate some, and they'd have people come in and write new ones. Are you doing like a whole bunch of are you recreating older pre-written radio dramas, or are you creating your own, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. As of right now, I haven't done any of the classic ones because copyright is a weird thing. And so when it comes to copyright, audio is copywritten differently than the actual scripts for audio dramas, which is very, very strange. And most of those scripts didn't actually have copyright. And if they did, it went out in the 60s, which, you would have been able to renew. But if you renewed that before, the 80s or 90s, when Disney lobbied against the government, then by now that copyright is done. So I'm looking at different scripts, of course, War of the Worlds, because that's what originally got me into it in the first place. But all these different scripts that are now public domain, or if they're not public domain, then the owners don't care enough about it. Like a lot of CBS broadcasting stuff, I mean, CBS makes no money off that. They don't resell them, any of that stuff. Shadow Knows, can't do Shadow Knows. They're still republishing those scripts in books. But it's a very weird line to cross and walk around, because some things are still copyrighted, and if they find you, then you pay out the wazoo, and if not, then but I started my first 2 seasons with kind of randomized stuff. Every story was its own episode. 3rd season, kind of the same thing, but a little bit more anthological. There's a little bit of reference to different seasons and different episodes that have happened. And this season, I decided to do basically a standalone story arc, where I've seen an increase in listenership because of it. Because everyone likes their episode of the week type stuff, but when you have an actual full storyline to listen to with character arcs, and it just draws attention a lot more. So I'm probably going to keep doing that, but I'll definitely still be releasing those one-off episodes. Right now I'm working on what I call a movie, where it's just going to be about an hour and a half, minimal voice actors, but tell a full, complete story, and then I can just throw that online and people can listen to that.
So
Don't mind me.
Yeah, I'm like trying to watch you, but I can't.
Don't do that.
Trevor's playing with stuff.
No. Talk to the guest. Keep talking to the guest.
Well, if you need any voice acting, don't hire Trevor.
Thanks, homie.
For some reason, he talks in a microphone. His nasal passages come through and nothing else.
Hopefully that's improving.
Yeah.
I got some medicine that I think will help with that.
I tried to do the ACX thing where you, you know what I'm talking about. You log in and you read the books or whatever. Da da da.
Oh,
I actually started in recording doing my Eagle Scout project, and my Eagle Scout project was to record 1,000 hours of books to cassette for the Colorado Springs Deaf and Blind School. Obviously, the deaf kids didn't get it much out of it, but years and years later, I went back and remembered that after my mom had passed, and I had gotten like neighbor kids, my mom, like her friends, all these people to read these books. I had to get all the copyright stuff from the publishers, like write them letters and do all that jazz, and some of them said no, and most of them were very apt to like, yeah, sure, there were no, books on tape weren't a thing, and at that point, not really. So they were like, yeah, sure, do it, which is pretty awesome. I went back and found a couple of old cassettes that, like 20 years later. So I got those. I'm going to put them on digital at some point and, do that now. But it's come full circle because now I'm mostly in the studio doing audiobooks for authors. It's so bizarre. It just comes full circle. And podcast editing, or at least mastering and doing ads and stuff for that. So talking about that financial thing, kids, there are ways to make some money. You can go to ACX and create an account and read some copy for somebody, and they get you some gas money.
Yeah, I started once I first got into audio dramas and making my own. I went out and got a $15 Walmart microphone and started doing LibriVox stuff because everything they do is public domain. And so I just kept doing that over and over again, getting practice through that. I'd audition for like free audio dramas, like volunteer-based work, and just kept going from there. It's a nice ride, especially because I like the public domain works so much because the stories belong to the people. It just makes them a bit more personable to me, that I spend a lot of time doing that. When it comes to making money, podcast editing is awesome and lucrative, especially with how much podcasting has grown in the past 2 years, like I said. So I just graduated college, I don't know, 18 days ago. That's what it was. So, honestly, it already feels like I've been out for 2 years. Like I was ready to leave college when I started college, but I've been out for about 18 days. And a week before I ended, I've been slowly building this podcast towards a multimedia production company. I've been doing stuff here and there, graduation photos, a lot of photography and audio-based stuff, and eventually got a job for podcast editing and video editing and graphic design and the whole 9 yards. And my passions are audio, video, storytelling. And so I'm now working freelance doing exactly what I've always wanted to do. And something I've learned about podcast editing is, first off, it's awesome. I love sitting down for an hour or two to just edit, add in music, sometimes write my own music or make people's voices sound better, any of that. And it's just a really good time to do that.
Well,
podcasting is so much fun.
Do me a favor and email Tom Morello for his podcast because I've emailed him like 3 times, and I'm like, bro, your backing music versus your spoken word microphone. Holy Jesus! It blew out one of the tweeters in the van when I was like, level your volumes, bro. You need to call him and get it done for him. Like, I'll even give you a reference. Like, yeah, hire this dude for reals. Because it's like this. It's like, I'm Tom Morello, and you're listening to da 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 da. And the music comes in, you're like, fuck. Speakers are blown. Yeah, you need to work on his. Get on that team.
That's one of the things I've learned about from, like, if you go back and listen to my very, very first episode released January 25th, 2018, when I was 18 years old, just about to graduate high school. It's awful. I used Pinnacle Studio, a video editor, to do it, and it's not an audio podcast. It's not an audio editor either, and so it sounds awful. And now I've done some tweaks to it over the years, but I mean, I had that $15 Walmart microphone. My parents had a crawl space, and I just threw up moving blankets in the crawl space and threw in a chair and a desk and said, all right, here we go. So audio is just genuinely terrible for it. And over the past...
I was gonna say, was it the dream where you're standing on top of a pyramid naked and thousands of women are throwing little pickles at you?
I would love the dream. I would love it. No.
It's just me then.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and your book.
Yeah, it's actually so, okay. I'm an author. I'm also into coaching people with creativity and whatever they bring to me, whatever they want to improve in their lives. I'm also into martial arts, training the body and the mind together. And now I also got into writing as my creative outlet. And Imagination is my first book. So now I have a book coming out which is more dedicated to men, but it's a novel. It's called Chin in the Sexosphere.
Okay.
And this is a book about dreaming, kind of.
All right.
Pickles.
I don't even know what I was going to ask now.
I know.
You just totally
derailed. Anyway, so when is the let's talk about the first book, and then we'll talk about the upcoming novel. Yeah?
Yeah. Sure.
So the first book, what are we in for if we crack that cover?
Well, basically it explains why the imagination is important. If you just take a look around your studio, basically everything in it was once like just in the imagination of someone, and then it turned into physical reality.
Yep, I've met Trevor's parents. What, your dad was imagining something, and then all of a sudden 9 months later you're here?
Yeah. I don't
Your mom was probably thinking about somebody else.
It's next level imagination.
Zing. I'm on tonight. I'm on. It's about time. It's only been a year.
You're on something.
And yeah, that could be called God's imagination. So Trevor is God's imagination, if you subscribe to that concept.
Too many jokes.
And yeah, so basically it underlines the importance of our creative whatever faculty and how we can actually train it, like going to the imagination gym, like just exercises, to broaden it, to empower it, to make your day more fun, and you're just sitting around, you have more like images coming to you, more pickle streams in more detail.
Yes.
And that's the basic idea. So it can the imagination can enhance everything what you do if you pour in more imagination.
Right. Well, in the day and age with this piece of shit glued to everyone's hands, I think that the constant stream of entertainment can stifle just pure imagination.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically we're feeding off someone else's imagination and ours. I mean, if we use it, once in a while to just get stimulated, to then like get input and then like get busy, do something. I think then it's not a tool that we can be grateful for. But if we're like 24/7, like, then it's misused. It's abused.
Yeah. Well, and I think part of that too is look at the movies that are made now. They're all rehashes of something else.
Sure. Even some of the new ones, they handhold you. It's very plot orientated and very trope centric. So you get handheld through the whole movie. You've already guessed who done it before the second act's over. It's kind of weird out there right now. Maybe we should watch old.
Although I will say, I recently watched, not to derail too much, but I recently watched a movie. The title's going to sound like some kind of weird stepdaddy porn or something, but it's called Come to Daddy. It has who was the kid that played Frodo?
Yeah, that kid. Sam. No. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, I can't think of his name.
Yeah, that kid. Not Harry Potter.
No, not Harry Potter. The
other kid.
The kid who played Frodo in Lord of the Rings. Anyways, it's not to spoil it or give away any, but it's he hasn't talked to his dad in like 20 years. He gets a letter out of the blue saying, "Come to my house and let's hang out," and so he does. And then from there, roller coaster ride and twists and turns and a huge twist that you're just like, and it was like, wow, good job, guys. Finally
nice.
A movie that was like actually original and not a remake of something. Another thing they try to sneak in is they'll remake something that was done in like the 40s or 50s that now nobody remembers, but they have the rights to do it. I think that's part of it too. Is they have the rights and
Pigeon. Starring Matthew McConaughey.
Rosebud.
So if you do your Matthew McConaughey, you gotta do all of your S's. Seriously. I'm not kidding. I watched Killer Joe the other night. I couldn't get over the fact they didn't DS him like the whole. Oh my god, I couldn't. Anyway, imagination.
The imagination, yeah. So without spoiling too much, can you give us maybe an example of one of the exercises and kind of the?
You write down your own dream. You open a notebook and every day you write down a dream. So you're creating your own dream. So I'm walking down the road. There's like suns falling onto me, houses exploding, whatever, like dragons flying across the horizon, chased by teddy bears, whatever, just...
These things are fucking scary, bro.
I got you.
Teddy bears creep me out.
You just give your creativity a field day, like whatever comes up. And we're making use of the dream mechanics.
So I was going to say, you're creating the dream. It's not like a dream journal. You're not waking up and going, oh, what did I dream about?
Exactly.
Okay.
But you can do both.
Sure.
I just read the other day with William Burroughs. So he would dream something, he would jot it down. And then you finish your own dream. So you kind of like mix, you mix the realms that you hang out in, like the nightly realm and the daily realm.
What was which Foo Fighters song did he do that with? Was that Everlong? He had a dream and then he just basically turned it into the music video. Like his hand gets all big and he's like whatever. Yeah,
I don't know.
Pretty sure. He said he just took his dream and like turned it into the music video.
Cool.
You got Nirvana money, you could do that, I guess.
That's right.
But also Einstein, like when he was about to drop his theory of relativity. Like he had this dream actually that he was like riding on a ray of sun. So he was like trying to figure out this dream for years, and then eventually it unraveled into reality. Or the guy who made the sewing machine. I think so. There's like some stuff that came to us from this realm.
Sure, yeah.
That imagination breeding invention, right? It's the necessity of something, and you're thinking about it. I find myself doing that if I'm working on fixing something or working on any sort of issue. It doesn't matter what it is. Rewiring the studio, right? I totally rewired the whole studio, and I thought about it. Then you imagine it. You plot it all out in your brain. I find myself doing that a lot too with songs, whatever it ends up being. I'll stew on it for a few days and then work it all out in my brain, because I feel like that will spark the creativity, right? And then I don't waste time and energy messing with it. It doesn't work, and then stop in the middle of the process. So I was building some IKEA shelves for these customers the other day, and it's just on this wall, and I'm like, what can we do? Ding! I'm just gonna get some crappy little plywood, sheets of plywood, stain it black, put it up on the wall, because they got black pegboard on the other side of the thing. So now you've got this chrome on black, and it on wood black because we burnt it. The thing, oh man, now it looks awesome. Now it looks super awesome instead of just rails on a wall. So it's like I'll sit there and stew on it for a few days, imagine what it could be, and then just actuate in one swoop. I find that my imagination helps me it saves time anywhere for me. If I'm writing a song, if I'm doing whatever, I'll stew on it for a bit and then let things sort of, I guess I have an imaginary friend in my brain too. That's the guy that I bounce things off of.
Is he in the room with us now?
No.
Does he need a chair?
Who do you think gives me all the cool jokes about your parents?
Hey, you gotta come from somewhere.
Maybe one more thing, what you could do if you're like, or if someone who's listening, if you're sitting, you're trying to imagine like how could it be, what could it be, and you don't get to anything. Another way to get it is like, what could it never be? Like, what would I never do?
I like that.
This opens up like the negative kind of imagination.
You're right, and it's checking things off the list so you don't go down those rabbit holes. It doesn't matter what you do. Construction-wise, you're like, well, I can't do this. It's not up to code. Can't do it this way. Okay, next. Stop going down that rod. Can't go down that rod. Sorry, dude. Your ratings are going down. You're on Man Tools now. I'm terrible.
Wow.
I'm just overworked and exhausted, so now I'm all like,
I feel you.
Just all the dumb shit comes out of my mouth. Anyway, so where is this? Again, what's the title of the book?
Imagination, the secret nobody talks about.
And where is it available?
Either on Amazon, or people can listen to it for free on Spotify.
Pay for it, people. Just buy it on Amazon. Do that.
Yeah.
Because that Spotify check, if you get 1 million plays, you get that 12 cents. I mean, yeah. Trevor doesn't. He gets his $12.50.
Germany may legislate a higher payout. It's our telling.
Good. I hope they do. So we have a thing here in the States where the radio stations that play licensed music, right, are now, we've got this prop up, for the November election that is requiring radio stations and Spotify to pay more. But the radio stations locally, which, let's just be fair, there's only like 2 radio stations. There's two
companies,
conglomerates that own all the radio stations. So all the little, we're local radio, don't make us, we'll go out of business if we have to pay more for music. And I'm like, shut up. So hopefully they do it there. Hopefully they do it here, because all of us will benefit a little bit better from all that ad money that pre-rolls on all of our stuff.
But you're free, like you're free to take as much ad money as you want, no, for your own.
Oh yeah, for our show.
But on Spotify, when they're making
when they insert the ads,
when they'll insert it. So if you're doing really well, they start inserting their own ads between you or on top of it, or like in a podcast, like halfway through. So they figured it out, you know. They're making ad revenue, and we're not seeing a dime of it.
No.
Anyway, we digress.
So
but it sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Because I feel like your intellectual property, if it's out there in the ether, that's amazing.
Hello, podcast listener. My name is Barrett, and along with a couple friends, Zach and Trent, I host the All About Nothing podcast. A weekly discussion about news, entertainment, politics, sports, and more. We give our honest opinions about the information that's most affecting the world. Sometimes serious, sometimes funny, but never not interesting. It's the All About Nothing podcast with Zach King, Trent Clark, and Barrett Gruber. Get it wherever you listen to podcasts, or visit theallaboutnothing.com for links. The All About Nothing podcast. It's likely to be the best part of your week.